My name is Emilia Lopez, and I am the chair of the Department of Educational and Community Programs, which is where your educational leadership program is situated. And for the past 6 years, I've had the privilege of working along with my colleagues, Dr. Wamba, Dr. Hanau, Dr. Gray Nicholas, and with adjuncts in your educational leadership program. You have completed this program at a most difficult time. Schools have been challenged in so many ways, particularly the needs of our communities of color have been great during this pandemic. Students who are already at risk needed more and need more. Students with disabilities, their needs have increased tremendously. And so now more than ever, we need your leadership. I can say to you that I teach a course in practicum in our school psychology program in the department. And this has been the most difficult semester that I have witnessed my graduate students have. And that is because they encountered so many challenging situations in terms of the needs of the students who they were supporting. But one thing also stands out about this semester, and that is that in those cases in which educational leaders in schools made decisions, sometimes outside of the box, to support families and children, made a great difference. And so will you. I congratulate you today on your accomplishments, and I join you in celebrating those accomplishments. Have a great summer and have a great, successful leadership experience.
Greetings and congratulations to the class of 2021. It is truly a pleasure and an honor to share this day with you and to recognize and celebrate your accomplishments, your determination, and your resilience. It has been a rough year, to say the least. We were struck with COVID, the violence against Asian Americans. We witnessed on our TV screens the assassination of George Floyd. And last but not the least, a bold attack on this country's democracy with the invasion of the Capitol on January the 6th. What did COVID reveal to educators? It forced us to face the savage inequalities that plague the school system. It laid bare the digital divides between the haves and the have-nots and the violence of the wealth gap. More importantly, it uncovered the inequalities by design built within the educational system. The assassination of George Floyd forced this country to engage in a difficult conversation that we always have avoided but can no longer. Racism and its insidiousness is beginning to be confronted. The assault on the Capitol on January the 6th illustrated the fragility of democratic institutions and raises a simple question. Is democracy an ethical standard? If so, then where is the teaching of civics in our classes? What can future education leaders learn from these events? How can public school close the divide between the haves and the have-nots? How can school become places teaching radical empathy, inclusion, and social justice? Would you contribute to this project? After spending 2 years with you, I trust that will be a new cohort of educational leaders who will grapple with these challenges and bring about sustained change. Again, congratulations, graduates of 2021, and Godspeed.
Good evening, professors, classmates, families, and friends. My fellow graduates, I am so excited to be sharing this virtual stage with each of you tonight as we celebrate all that we have learned, the friends we have made, and the support systems we have found in each other and our wonderful professors at Queens College. Because of this program, I can no longer attach a simple definition to leadership. Instead, I think of the many roles and responsibilities of an effective leader. An effective leader empowers followers to confidently face challenges. An effective leader cultivates followers to assume leadership roles. An effective leader acknowledges strengths and recognizes areas for improvement. An effective leader serves the needs of his or her organization through support and encouragement. An effective leader takes all stakeholders into consideration and is democratic in decision-making. An effective leader creates safe spaces for building a community towards social justice. An effective leader embraces and celebrates the intersectional diversity of followers. An effective leader safeguards equity for marginalized groups. An effective leader understands the context in which race, gender, ability, religion, and socioeconomic status play a role in the development and progress of an organization. An effective leader recognizes that every follower brings or has the potential to bring strengths. An effective leader dismantles oppression in all forms. We have each become effective leaders. From the very beginning of our time here, we faced historic adversities. During our first semester, we were getting to know each other, our professors, and the ins and outs of our program. And just as we were getting comfortable, making friends, and establishing connections in classes, our second semester was rattled by the COVID-19 pandemic. We had to transition most of our daily routines to operate remotely, learn and implement new platforms in record time for teaching students, and ensure that our loved ones remain safe, healthy, and well supplied with food, personal protective equipment, and toilet paper. Despite this, we put on brave faces every single day for our students, navigating them through uncharted waters, attended all graduate classes via Zoom and Google Meet, and kept up with our hundreds of emails, work assignments, and graduate assignments, all while trying to understand and make meaning of our new lifestyles based on health guidelines. To me, facing the challenges that came with the pandemic demonstrated the leader in each of us, as we never wavered in our commitments and responsibilities. And we led our own followers, whether they were in nursery school or seniors in high school, to the light at the end of the tunnel. I am honored to say that I had such a wonderful experience and learned so much from each of you. Whether it was Michelle teaching us how to implement social emotional learning tactics, Roxana providing us with an array of resources for students with disabilities, Abir showing us the close-knit community she established when she and her D75 students planted and sold vegetables from a school garden, Chris Burkle calling for a need for an empathy curriculum, Dina asking some of the most profound questions I've ever heard and giving us her personal experiences as a new school principal, Patricio detailing the processes for determining the needs of all learners, Jessica giving an insight into our field's earliest learners, Supreet opening our eyes to the inequities that come with long-term suspensions, Katie knowing everything about everything, or Jackie Darvin giving us her insight on linguistic diversity. Each class entailed deep conversations with priceless lessons that will shape the way each of us lead a school in the future. Additionally, the classes we took in this program allowed us to promote our diverse passions while enlightening each of us week by week. Whether it was Liz and Mary's love for utilizing art for student expression and relief, Mike's passion as a Pentecostal preacher, Jackie Hofferl's commitment to her school's LGBTQIAP++ community, Chris Russell's advocacy for students with disabilities in need of optimal services, Justin's determination to eradicate inequities established by the Gifted and Talented program, Kelly's zeal for changing current curricula, Kirill's fervor for supporting English language learners, and James's empowerment of his Caribbean Creole learners, we were all given the opportunity to analyze and showcase the work that fulfills each of us. All of the lessons learned and passions explored by my classmates makes me look forward to the future of education. I cannot wait to see the schools each of you will lead, the work each of you will do, and the impact each of you will make. Having had the opportunity to learn from and work with each of you has given me confidence in our abilities to elevate all followers and evolve our communities towards social justice, empathy, equity, and progress. And now, to our lovely professors, thank you for always being there for us through our best moments and our worst. We appreciate you more than you know. Thank you, Dr. Bavino, for being the sweetest and most understanding professor, navigating us calmly through the beginnings of the COVID-19 storm while teaching us the intricacies and behind-the-scenes operations of a school and district. Thank you, Dr. Hanau, for always advocating for us, making time to meet with us at all hours, and ensuring that we remained authentic to our work and ourselves. Thank you, Dr. Gray Nicholas, for teaching us how to be better educators, leaders, and activists by empowering us with your history lessons, knowledge, and experiences. Thank you, Dr. Wamba, for always giving us the stage to demonstrate our passions as teachers and future leaders. You truly let us take the reins of all projects and allowed us to be genuine in our intentions and executions. And lastly, on a personal level, I would like to thank my partner, Billy, for being so supportive while I dedicated many weekends working tirelessly on graduate assignments, my parents for constantly feeding me and encouraging me to pursue my goals, my siblings, nephews, and niece for always arranging our family time to fit my busy schedule, and my friends and colleagues for always inspiring me to work harder and do better. I love you all. Thank you again for giving me the opportunity to speak and share my experiences and aspirations with all of you tonight. Congratulations to the school district leadership class of 2021. And always remember, Black Lives Matter, no kids in cages, stop Asian hate, and love always wins.
Congratulations, graduates. This part of the program is an emotional one, and it's one that I do not take for granted. But before we move on to the next portion, I do want to thank Mr. Dwayne Jones, the Director of Student Development and the Queens College Student Life Department. Without them or the entire department, this would not be possible. So to this part of the program, I want to just let you know that the awards that we honor students with come from a place of love and radical care. Over the last 2 years, we have watched each of you develop and become these amazing leaders already. One of the things that I always emphasize is be true to yourself, be authentic, show up as you are, and bring your entire selves into every room. 3 awards that we honor throughout our commencements are always the Innovation and Clinical Leadership Award. This award is given to student leaders who go above and beyond within the Education Leadership Program and their tenure in our program, as well as their tenure at their schools. The Irene P. Moore Award is a very close and personal one to my heart. This is the Mentoring Award of Service, and it is dedicated to my high school mentor who guided me throughout the years. She passed away in 2015, but her legacy will live on forever. And our last award is the Emerging Scholar Award, which demonstrates students who are dedicated to scholarly study as an ongoing act of collaboration and collegiality. Today, I have the honor and privilege of granting these awards. For the Innovation and Clinical Leadership Award, we have Jacqueline Hofferlin, we have Justin Barilla, we have Abir Busaid, and we have James Ramsway. For the Irene P. Moore Award, we have Samantha Chung and Dina Philippe. For the Emerging Scholar Award, we have Christopher Russell. And as the night continues, I just want to thank each one of you for showing up and showing out in ways that I could only have asked us to at a time so unprecedented. I am so proud of each and every one of you and know that you always have my support. We will now turn it over to the next portion, and I'd like to welcome my colleague, Dr. Nakia Gray Nicholas, in showing up and giving the awards to you.
First, we have Mary E. Agramante.
Roxana Amiri.
Justin Barilla.
Christopher Burkle.
Aber Brasaid,
Samantha Chung,
Jessica Corbett,
Jacqueline Darwin,
Kirill Grubari,
Jacqueline Hofferly,
Shapreet Kaur,
Elizabeth Levine,
Michelle Murphy,
Dina Philippe,
James Ramsamy,
Katie Retta,
Patricio Romero,
Chris Russell,
Michael J. Swarna,
Kelly Von Bargen,
How could we possibly prevail over catastrophe? Now we assert. How could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? We will not march back to what was, but move to what shall be, a country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation because we know our inaction and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation. Our blunders become their burdens, but one thing is certain. If we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright.
Good evening and congratulations, graduate. It is my pleasure to offer closing remarks. As we close tonight, I would like to reiterate the important messages that you heard from our department chair, Dr. Emilia Lopez, when she acknowledged your innovation and steadfast in the face of a pandemic in remote learning and teaching. Our program coordinator, Dr. Nathalie Swamba, when he solemnly spoke of the current context and climate that has shaped your leadership journey. And our student speaker, Samantha Chung, when she highlighted the ways that you are already effective educators and effective leaders. Family and friends, we thank you for your support that you have shown to your loved ones as they work towards facing what seemed like an insurmountable hill, especially given the health pandemic and the intensified systemic racism, but choosing to climb on anyways. Graduates, as we climb the hill towards equity and hope for a better educational outcome for all students, you have proven to be reflective of your practice and critical of yourself. Your hard work is already a betterment to your school spaces, and as you continue on your educational and leadership journey, you will continue to lift as you climb. Thank you all once again for coming, and congratulations to our graduates of the Queens College Educational Leadership Class of 2021. Graduates, please join us following this for a celebratory fellowship on Zoom. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations.